Mission: COVID-19 cases tripled in the US over 2 weeks amid an onslaught of vaccine misinformation that is straining hospitals, exhausting doctors and pushing clergy into the fray. Our staff, they are frustrated, said Chad Nelson, Director of Infection Prevention at Health Jacksonville, which is canceling elective surgeries and procedures after the number of mostly unvaccinated COVID-19 inpatients at its 2 campuses jumped to 134, up from a low of 16 in mid-May. They are tired. They are thinking this is déjà vu all over again, and there is some anger because we know that this is a largely preventable situation, and people are not taking advantage of the vaccine. Across the US, the 7-day rolling average for daily new cases in the US rose over the past 2 weeks to more than, on Tuesday, up from less than, on July 6, according to data from Johns Hopkins University. Health officials blame the Delta variant and slowing vaccination rates. Just 56.2% of Americans have gotten at least one dose of the vaccine, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. It is like seeing the car wreck before it happens, said Drive. James Williams, a clinical associate professor of emergency medicine at Texas Tech, who has recently started treating more COVID-19 patients. None of us want to go through this again. He said the patients are younger, many in their 20s, 30s and 40s, and overwhelmingly unvaccinated. People were just begging for this, he said of the vaccine. And remarkably, it was put together within a year, which is just astonishing. People don't even appreciate that. Within a year, we got a vaccine. And now they are thinking, I don't know if I will get it. As lead pastor of one of Missouri's largest churches, Jeremy Johnson has heard the reasons congregants don't want the COVID-19 vaccine. He wants them to know it's not only okay to get vaccinated, it's what the Bible urges. I think there is a big influence of fear, said Johnson, whose Springfield-based church also has a campus in Nixa and another about to open in Republic. A fear of trusting something apart from Scripture, a fear of trusting something apart from a political party they're more comfortable following. A fear of trusting in science. We hear that, I trust in God, not science. But the truth is science and God are not something you have to choose between. Now many churches in southwestern Missouri, like Johnson's Assembly of God-affiliated North Point Church, are hosting vaccination clinics. Meanwhile, about 200 church leaders have signed on to a statement urging Christians to get vaccinated, and on Wednesday announced a follow-up public service campaign. Opposition to vaccination is especially strong among white evangelical Protestants, who make up more than 1/3 of Missouri's residents, according to a 2019 report by the Pew Research Center. We found that the faith community is very influential, very trusted, and to me that is one of the answers as to how you get your vaccination rates up, said Ken McClure, mayor of Springfield. The 2 hospitals in his city are teeming with patients, reaching record and near-record pandemic highs. Steve Edwards, who is the CEO of Cox Health in Springfield, tweeted that the hospital has brought in 175 traveling nurses and has 46 more scheduled to arrive by Monday. Grateful for the help, wrote Edwards, who previously tweeted that anyone spreading misinformation about the vaccine should shut up. In New York City, workers in city-run hospitals and health clinics will be required to get vaccinated or get tested weekly as officials battle a rise in COVID-19 cases, Mayor Bill de Blasio said Wednesday. De Blasio's order will not apply to teachers, police officers and other city employees, but it's part of the city's intense focus on vaccinations amid an increase in Delta variant infections. The number of vaccine doses being given out daily in the city has dropped to less than, down from a peak of more than in early April. About 65% of all adults are fully vaccinated, but the inoculation rate is around 25% among black adults under age 45. About 45% of the workforce in the city's public hospital system is black. Meanwhile, caseloads have been rising in the city for weeks, and health officials say the variant makes up about 7 in 10 cases they sequence. We need our healthcare workers to be vaccinated, and it's getting dangerous with the Delta variant, de Blasio told CNN. In Louisiana, health officials reported new COVID-19 cases Wednesday and said it's the 3rd highest daily count since the beginning of the pandemic in early 2020. Hospitalizations for the disease rose to 844 statewide, up more than 600 since mid-June. In New Orleans, officials weighed a possible revival of at least some of the mitigation efforts that had been eased as the disease was waning. Mayor LaToya Cantrell and the city's top health official, Drive Jennifer Avegno, were expected to make an announcement later Wednesday. On Tuesday, Cantrell spokesman Bo Tidwell said, "All options are on the table. I block test why."